It's a big week for Auburn basketball. We got a great opponent coming in Dayton. They've made the tournament 4 out of the last 5 years. They've got a tremendous following. They've averaged 11,000 fans for 300 consecutive home games. They've got such a great following and such great history tradition of Dayton Flyer basketball that the NCAA, plays their first 4 there every year. I think last year this game was really was sort of the kickoff, if you will, of when we started to kind of come into our own. We went there 4-1. We had lost to Temple in the Charleston Classic, and still lots of uncertainty about our team. And we went there and played awfully well to be able to beat them start to finish. Now they're 5-3 right now, and their 3 losses are close losses to Virginia, Oklahoma, and Mississippi State. And all 3 of those teams are, 2 of them are in the top 25 still, and Oklahoma's, I think they actually may be also. They're not going to be at all intimidated by us. They play hard. They play physically. They're a much improved defensive team from a year ago. A lot of guys back, from a year ago. It's good. I mean, it's good opponent. So we're excited about it. This is the last home game that our students are going to be still in school. So I'm hoping that with classes ending Friday and then finals starting up, that this will be an opportunity for our students to take a little bit of a study break. Hope we fill every single seat available. And right now, as we sit 2 days before tip-off, we still have standing room seats available for sale. The other thing that we're going to do is we're asking all fans in attendance Saturday to bring an unwrapped toy to the doors for our first ever toy drive. And we want to be able to help local children that aren't going to be able to have, as good a Christmas. I can't imagine what we're going to do, what we're going to be able to do if everybody participates and just brings a toy, to the door. We'll have the United States Marines at the door assisting us in collecting the toys, and the timing couldn't be better. And so I know we're always looking for ways to serve, and we're always looking for ways to give back. And I promise you that these toys will get in the hands of children that might not otherwise have something for Christmas. I'm pleased with the defense. I thought against Asheville, even though we had our struggles offensively as far as our efficiency was concerned, we never stopped playing hard or being fully engaged defensively. Now, every opponent is going to bring different challenges. And I know I've said this before, but like when people in the media say it's all about matchups, that's a real accurate statement. When they say you live by the 3, you die by the 3, that's just crap. But it's really true. And so what bothers some teams doesn't bother others because the matchups. And so for us, we played through and played hard. What we did defensively bothered Asheville. And what we do defensively didn't bother Duke. Not because Duke's that much better than Asheville. It's just that was just, in my mind, a function of what we weren't able to do. So you live, you learn, you grow. Dayton is going to provide us, some real challenges. Keeping those guys in front of us without fouling them. They do a good job of getting that ball inside. They do a good job of getting that ball to the rim. They're a terrific rebounding team. They're physical. They're tough, and they're tested. because of the quality of the schedule that they played.
How is Javon coming along?
I'm hoping that Javon can practice today. You know, my rule is that you have to be able to go through a contact practice before I'll let you play. Javon was available on Tuesday night in an emergency. He was able to go through a contact practice, but he had a little bit too much soreness to be able to use in the regular rotation. I'm hoping he's better today. Yesterday was a day off, you know, for our guys. And it was a day off that we really needed because, you know, the students will tell you right now they're all cramming. You know, they're trying to get all their best work done, finishing up their papers and a lot of their assignments and doing everything they possibly can to study and prepare for finals. And so it's a busy, busy time of the year for us right now and for our student athletes.
Going back to the defense, I mean, 2 months ago before the season started, you sat here and told us that you just weren't happy with the defensive effort of practice. To that extent, how refreshing has it been to see what they've been able to do on the court?
I mean, I think, again, so far so good, but again, it's all about the exposure. Like, talk to me after these next 4 games. And, you know, again, believe it or not, we're still learning a lot about our team. And I think between Dayton, UAB, NC State, and Murray State, the last 4 non-conference games, we're going to continue to learn a lot about our strengths and weaknesses. Defense travels. Defense wins championships. We talk about defense, rebounding, and free throw shooting. Our free throw shooting, the percentages aren't good. Going to cast us in a close game. You know, Dayton's lost 3 games, all close games. Free throw shooting is going to be a factor. But it is encouraging because I think the thing about the defense is it is one of the most unselfish things that you can do as far as putting yourself in position to be able to make plays. I tell you, it starts with Bryce Brown. I mean, Bryce Brown is the best on-ball defender in the country. I mean, so if you can pressure the quarterback, you could really bother somebody's passing game. And Bryce is able to do that. Jared Harper is a tremendous defensive signal caller in the back of the defense. He is great communicating. He's got such a high basketball IQ. He makes sure guys are in the right spots, as is he. We've got rim protectors and several guys that can block shots or change shots without fouling. And it's obviously been a focus for us for what we're trying to do as far as trying to improve. So we've got some pieces to definitely be a good defensive team.
What have you seen from the development of
Miles gives us, you know, because right now we only have 11 guys on scholarship that are out there. And so Miles gives us, you know, some depth. You could see what kind of athlete he is, how well he moves. And I would think that right now we're in a 9-man rotation right now, so that does not allow Miles to be in the rotation. Had we gotten down to 8, which we did when Samir Dowdy was out with an ankle, and Austin was just coming back, Miles did get some playing time early in the year, so it was good to have. And he'll stay right and ready, you know, should we be able to need him. But I think he's got a very, very promising future here at Auburn. He has got high energy. He can score. He's athletic. He's a willing learner, and he's a great teammate. I think he's, you know, we've recruited Madison Academy really well in football. We've had some great running backs coming out of there, and we've just not been able to. We've not done a great job in basketball in Huntsville, and so it's great to have a really good Huntsville kid on our team.
Talk about this 4-game stretch. I know it's 1 game at a time, but what do you kind of hope to learn from this team? I know you know over the next 4 games, and just, you know, it's a little different than playing the last 2.
Dayton's going to hit us in the mouth. They're physical. They're strong. They play great defense. I mean, they really are. Their defensive numbers are twice as good as last year's team for them. Anthony Grant, they're gonna be patient. They play at one of the slower paces in the country, so therefore they'll score early if you're bad in transition. They're not afraid to run. But if you're back defensively, they're going to make you guard throughout the possession. And they're going to see who's going to break down first, you or them. And because it'll be fewer possessions in the game, by virtue of fewer possessions, it'll be a closer game. By virtue of it being we haven't had a close game yet at home, free throw shooting, execution, valuing possessions will be more important in this game than it's been so far at any of our other home games.
Bruce, what have you seen the past few games out of Malik? I know coming out of Maui, we talked about his scoring so much, but this past game, his rebounding, his steals, is he honing in his all around?
I think Malik has become a real valuable piece, and I give Malik and I give the assistant coaches a lot of credit because Malik is going to his strengths and staying away from whatever weaknesses he may have. He can really shoot the basketball with great range. He can defend physically, and he's worked really hard to improve defensively. He can be a very physical rebounder. He's improved in that area. But the thing he's improved the most on is his assist-turnover ratio. He's just not forcing the issue. He's not worrying. He's worrying more about helping the team and being efficient and going to his strengths than him establishing, Coach, I could do this. I know you can, but we've got some other guys that do that better. But you know what? You do these things really, really well. So you talk about being coachable. You talk about being productive. He's got one of the better offensive efficiency ratings in the country. That's going to serve him really well, better than trying to force the issue too much coming off the bench. He's also been a great teammate coming off the bench. Malik is good enough to be a starter, but we've started games well. Austin, certainly good enough to be a starter, but we've started well. And so there's no sense in messing with the lineup. It's all about we're going to play 9 guys right now. And some guys going to start, some guys going to finish. And some guys going to have good nights, and some guys aren't going to be as effective those nights. Some guys going to have a better matchup. But it's our 9 guys right now. And it'll be our 10 guys when we get D'Angelo next week.
What does that say about Austin that someone with his credentials is willing to come off the bench?
Austin wants to win. Austin wants to make history at Auburn. Austin wants to get better. He wants to develop. Those things have nothing to do with whether he starts or comes off the bench. They just don't. And so, there are obviously lots of lessons in sports that you can look at where kids, you want to start me, start me. You want me to come off the bench, come off the bench. But they're right, they stay right, and they stay ready. And that's the formula for have a chance to have a pretty good team. Thanks, guys.